fans, get ready. We are back at Brunswick Zone Carolier in North Brunswick, New Jersey. It's the 64th U.S. Open, our second major of the season.
From the Dracula Lanes in St. Paul, Minnesota, ABC Sports brings you the exciting final rounds of the $75,000 U.S. Open. Another great tournament on the Professional Bowling Association's 1971 tour.
Since the inception of bowling's U.S. Open, the true greats of the sport have fought for the right to be called U.S. Open champion. Over the years, the Open has become known for heroic performances.
Count 'em, 7 in a row.
This event always seems to create unforgettable moments. With Lady Luck on your side, amateurs and pros battle for bowling's most prestigious prize. Whether you're a first-time winner or if you've hoisted the crown before, the feeling is the same.
That's right, that's right. This one means everything.
Who is the next U.S. Open champion? We find out next.
Yes, yes, yes!
From Brunswick Zone Carolier in North Brunswick, New Jersey, just south of New York City, ESPN proudly presents live coverage of the 2007 U.S. Open. 4 of the world's top bowlers are playing for serious stakes today. $100,000 to the winner and a 3-season tour exemption. Now all 4 are ready to roll.
This tour veteran is making his first TV appearance since 2004. Today he looks for his 7th career title and 2nd major. From Middleburg Heights, Ohio, Dave D'Entremont.
Dave D'Entremont has plenty of TV experience and a major championship to his credit. What he does not have is a tour exemption. A win today guarantees 3 years of life back on tour for Double D.
Last year's PBA Midwest Region Player of the Year is making his first career TV appearance. Today he looks to become the 18th bowler to win a major as his first career title. From Springfield, Illinois, Jeff Carter.
This is the year of the regional run. Jeff Carter's appearance on today's show makes 4 straight telecasts with at least 1 regional champ. He has gone over 100 PBA tournaments without a win. Can the futility end on bowling's biggest stage today?
This PBA Hall of Famer is looking for his record-tying 8th career major title. Today he makes his 4th TV appearance of the season. From St. Anne, Missouri, Pete Weber.
When the stakes are high, Pete Weber always seems to be in the mix. Today's stakes, $100,000, a 3-season exemption, and a chance to set a major record. For PDW, this is his prime time. He lives for this.
This PBA Player of the Year candidate is making his tour-high 6th TV appearance of the season. Today he looks for his first career major title. From Argyle, Texas, Wes Malott.
The Big Nasty has made a big impact on the PBA Tour this year. To someday be considered one of the game's all-time greats, he needs major championships. This young gun is ready to take aim on the United States Open.
These are your finalists competing for the title in the 64th U.S. Open.
One thing is certain, by a show's end, one bowler's life will change dramatically. To be known as the U.S. Open champion places the winner among the all-time greats of the game. Here in Northern Jersey, we will crown the next king of the sport's biggest tournament of our season. Our format has been lengthy and grueling. We started with nearly 500 bowlers who could bowl potential 51 games. The entire field bowled 18 games of qualifying. The top 123 bowled 9 more. The cut made of the top 24, starting round-robin match play, which ended late last night. When the dust settled, we're left with the top 4 bowlers in total pinfall. It's stepladder bowling today. Dave D'Entremont, the 4th seed, takes on 3rd seeded Jeff Carter. 2nd seeded Pete Weber meets the winner of that match, and Wes Malott, hoping for his first career major, is the number 1 seed. Well, hello there, bowling fans, and get set for the second of our 4 major championships here today in Jersey. Dave Ryan, Norm Duke, Randy Peterson alongside. These guys know a thing or two about winning majors. They've won 3 combined. Randy, let's talk Pete Weber. This is his type of event. Stakes are high and a chance of tying another big-time record.
Well, Pete's approach to majors is Tiger Woods-like, and his record proves it. In Pete's own words, you can't be a Hall of Famer without winning majors, and he's won 7 of them. A lot of milestones will be on the line today for Pete. A win today will tie him with the late, great Earl Anthony for the most major victories with 8. A win will also tie him with the great Mark Roth for 34 career titles, 3rd all-time. No player has made more televised finals and majors than PDW, and today he looks to be the first ever to win 4 United States Opens.
Who can forget his last U.S. Open title? Anaheim Convention Center, Southern California, celebrating with his wife Tracy. His last major TV show came last year at the World Championship in Indianapolis, where he eventually lost to Walter Ray Williams Jr. Norm, let's talk about Pete Weber now. We know he certainly is the legend against the young gun in Wes Malott. Pete already has compiled Hall of Fame type numbers. The question today, can Wes Malott put himself in the history books?
Well, Wes Malott has become a dominant player on the PBA Tour. This is his 6th telecast of the season, a career best, a tour best. But so far, he has yet to win a major title. Now, last night, he took over the lead in the position round with a 246-245 win over the great Pete Weber, showing that his game has matured and to a major level. But for Wes Malott to win today, he has to continue to show the power, the patience, and, of course, the guts that got him the top seed in the U.S. Open, Dave.
He's already wrapped up $50,000. Second place is Wes Malott's. Can he win his first ever major championship and 2nd title of the season is a question. So our first matchup, guys, is Dave DeAntremont against Jeff Carter. Makes his TV debut today. As Randy said in the intros, how about the regional run continuing? Let's check into the step-ladder brackets. Dave DeAntremont takes on Jeff Carter. First matchup, and PDW, Pete Weber, awaits the winner. Wes Malott is in the final match. He's clinched that. 1 win for him today. A single game brings him his first major championship.
And a lot of money on the line, Dave and Norm. $100,000 for first, $50,000 for second. All 4 of our finalists today are going to make a healthy check.
Yeah, it's enough to make you nervous for sure, Randy.
These 2 players, it's been a long time for them. Long time for Dave DeAntremont and Jeff Carter's first ever TV show, and it comes in a major.
28th career TV show, Dave DeAntremont has double wood to deal with.
All right, could have been worse.
He comes to us from suburban Cleveland, Middleburg Heights, Ohio. 24th year on tour. Now, despite the fact he's not been on TV since the Uniroyal Tire Classic, Indianapolis 2004, does have 6 career titles, and Randy's won a major. He has been to the big stage before.
Yeah, Dave, you're right. He's been there, but, you know, it's like anything else. If you haven't done it in a while, you remember how, but it's a little difficult in the beginning. But he needs a couple of shots to get his feet underneath him. And here's my guy, Jeff Carter, boy. What a nice kid. And here's a guy that's on tour for the love of the game. It's not the money. It's not the prestige. He loves bowling.
7th year on tour from Springfield, Illinois. Crossing over, that's a high shot.
Nobody got hurt. That's a bonus.
6'10", his first ever TV ball.
Yeah, he couldn't say it any better than he just did. First shot on television. Goodness gracious. Most of the time you'll look at a split there, especially on the conditions that we faced this week. Jeff only looking at the 6'10". That's a bonus, he said.
And he does cover nicely. He's hoping to become the 18th bowler to win a major as a first career title. Randy, as we check the Ace Hardware matchup, the last going back to 2003, Brian Smith at the Masters out in Reno, Nevada. So Jeff Carter, very optimistic when he spoke to him last night about a good showing.
Well, he's come in this week with a different mindset. You know, he didn't look at the leaderboard all week, didn't look at the standings. He just went out and bowled. The results, pretty strong.
A touch high there as well, though, guys, and a difficult split to deal with here on the 4-9.
Yeah, and a bad break, and we saw a lot of this. The 4-9 and the 7-10 split, the pocket splits. It's so hard to hit the pocket, and when you get it near the pocket and leave a 4-9, Randy, just killer.
And Norm, what I saw this week was the guys that got our 4 finalists today were the guys that stayed away from splits when they threw a bad shot, and they had better carry, better striking percentage than everybody else.
Beautiful. He covers it beautifully. Great shot. Jeff Carter picks up the split.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt when you have a spare game to boot. Perfect.
Midwest Regional Points champion. Got him the exemption for this season. One of 6 regional champs. Dave DeEntremont is trying to win a Central Regional title as we speak. He's battling with Brian Walczak right now head-to-head. All 10 down for the guy they call Double D. And Norm, as he told us last night, he's trying to get himself mentally and physically get ready for the big regional wrap-up to their season. We see a lot of TV experience and a major as well back in '96. He was hoping to tune his game up for a regional event, not make the TV show here at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, you know, he can win this, get a 3-year exemption. He'll still bowl the regionals because he loves it. He loves the action. He loves to keep his game sharp.
Lane level look at it. We'll have another double wood to deal with.
Back-to-back 2-8s on this left lane for Double D. And the 2-8 was no easy spare this week, was it, Norm?
No, it would get your attention. Shooting the 2-8 like Dave likes to, which is with the big hook, you know, it's hard to hit the pocket. But when you're trying to hit the 2-8 with that big hook, it makes it exceptionally hard.
Wow. Okay. Well, 2 for 2 on the tough 2-8. And Norm, Dave, the reason why that spare was so difficult this week, it was just the oil pattern. I mean, you had very little room to the right if you threw it good, and you had very little room left if you threw it good. So, and that was on a strike ball. So just kind of multiply that when you're shooting that 2-8.
Back to Jeff Carter. He's got all 10 down. Told us last night it's about the banner. It's about winning the major championship for him. He and his family own a lumber yard in Illinois. Carter Brothers Lumber, also some hotel properties, part owners of a bowling center. So for him, being out on tour, and he's had a nice year, 28th in the points race. 39 is the cut line for exemption next year. An absolute passion for bowling. Money not the big issue. Look out. Crossing over, almost had the Brooklyn 6-10.
Yeah, this was bad off his hand. You know, he had a strike up. One of the hardest shots to throw, Randy, is when you got that strike up, you feel like, oh, this is my chance to get a double. You clench it high.
Yeah, you don't have the hold area this week that we've seen in the past, and he was a little pumped up, a little amped, trying to make that double.
Look out. Chopped it.
Make a 4-9, but you can't make a 6-10. Sweet.
And the 10-pin stands for a frustrated Jeff Carter.
Well, this is where the premium was this week with this condition, is you had to make your spares to chop the 6 off the 10. Catastrophe for Jeff Carter.
So DeEntremont works on a spare here. Tries to take advantage of the open, and he will.
Well, let's see what kind of adjustment he makes on the left lane. He's zeroed in on the right lane, and he's been light the last couple of times. And the tough part about this week was when you went light, boy, you were almost afraid to move, because as soon as you move right and square up to the lane just a little bit, the ball had a tendency to go high.
Last time he was on TV, guys, March 7th, 2004. Almost exactly 3 years to the day. He lost in the title match to Steve Jarris after 2 wins, including one over PBA superstar Chris Barnes. Been that long.
Wow.
Has a 10-pin.
What a great shot. You know, Dave DeEntremont had wrist surgery in April of 2000. He suffered from what's called avascular necrosis, which is loss of blood supply to the bone. And he was basically out of bowling for a year. Took him a whole year to get back to 15 pounds. And
Boy, he really wanted that shot.
Yeah, he was bowling regionals with a 13-pound ball. You want to talk about power? Try to knock the 5 out with a 13-pound ball.
Single pin numbers, he'll increase on that stat. He told us last night there was not sufficient blood flow through a vessel top of his hand just because of all the wear and tear, Randy, from the bowling. He was in a lot of pain and even now has limited movement, but he can bowl well.
Yeah, he said when they went in, the doctor said his wrist was a mess.
Back to Jeff Carter, 5th frame. Again, it's high. Trouble with the look. 3-6 this time.
Yeah, and one of the most popular leaves this week, the 3-6, the 3-6-10, 3-6-9-10, all of them were tough because right of the second arrow, Randy, they're flooded. If you get the ball sailing past the 3-pin, it won't get.
Not again. Oh.
Didn't chop this time. He picks it up. So why the high shots, guys?
Well, just like Norm said, there's a big cliff at about the 8th or 9th board. If the players get the ball right of that, I saw guys this week throw it in the gutter from there. I saw guys get 3 off the right. And that's always going to be in the back of the player's mind right at the release point. You combat that with the fact that there was very little room to the left, and that's why all the high shots.
Can he make the proper adjustment? There's a late hit on the 10th pin. Yes, he will. Jeff Carter a strike. Exciting first match of the 64th U.S. Open from North Brunswick, New Jersey. Jeff Carter from Springfield, Illinois, head-to-head with Dave D'Entremont from suburban Cleveland. In our field today, 41 total titles. Pete Weber, of course, the leader in that category. 33 for PDW and 7 majors. Wes Malott 2. Jeff Carter looking for his first. And Dave D'Entremont has 6 titles plus a major. Double D, a 14-pin lead on Jeff Carter midway through this first match. Let's break down the oil pattern and do so. Randy did that earlier with us here today.
What makes the U.S. Open such a great event is the brutally tough oil pattern, and this week was certainly no exception. 41 feet in length, but very flat side to side. Let me show you where the players will be attacking this oil pattern today. Right here is about 43 feet just on the other side of the pattern, about the 10th board in from the right. Second set of rangefinders. This is what we call the break point. This is where you're going to see all of the traffic today. The 3/4 represents the amount of area the players will have to get their ball to the pocket if they throw it perfectly. But keep in mind, in order to strike from this spot, they better throw it perfect with the right amount of speed and rotation.
All right, Randy, good breakdown of the oil pattern here at the 64th U.S. Open. 300 games this year. You see how many? 102. So the numbers certainly are on pace for a big year there. Monty Walczyk did have a perfect game here at the U.S. Open, just the one. Dave D'Entremont didn't like that on release. Norm was
that break.
Yeah,
looking
commercial
down a little
break.
bit.
Commercial break. We see it all the time. It's been a long time for Dave. You know, he knows the difficulty in waiting that 4 or 5 minutes and then throwing a shot. But still, he just left for the 3-pin. Easy spare.
Takes care of that. He's been battling some heel spurs. That took part of his game in the summertime, early fall as well. Also made an equipment change, new ball in November of last year. It was all about the regional race for him. Non-exempt bowler.
Where'd those 3/4 go?
Up by 13 pins. Looking high, and a 7-pin count.
Let's take a look at where we were wanting to see that traffic in that second set of rangefinders and see where this shot goes. Dave D'Entremont, you can see that it's left of that target and by about 1.5 inches. So again, it just shows you how critical the oil pattern is. And this is what happens. And for those of you that are involved in PBA experience leagues, as Dave misses this 3-6-10 at a very bad time in the match. For those of you bowling the PBA experience leagues and you want to experience the U.S. Open condition, about the only way you can do that is pick any named pattern that you want and then pour sand down the middle of the lane.
All right, guys, big moment here. Jeff Carter trying to take advantage of the D'Entremont Open in the 7th. Suddenly it's up by 2, works in a strike. That's a high shot again. And it's the 3-6 for Jeff Carter.
Well, let's take a look where this ball ends up down there at the rangefinder. Look at that second dartboard right there. Now, that's a good shot, but you heard Jeff Carter say that this lane is broken down and is on fire in a hurry. He will make an adjustment the next time on this lane. He'll move to the left. Now, Norm, congratulations on a great week. You finished 5th.
Thank you.
When you saw that, what adjustment did you make next?
Well, you know, you have to move to the left, but as soon as you do so and you're feeding it out to that area, you know, you're exposing the ball to that final, the outside 8 boards. If it hits those, then you're looking at selling the head pin. So you have to move left, but then you have to guard from missing the head pin to the right when you do so.
Keeps a 2-pin lead. Has a 10-pin. And Randy, we know Jeff is heavily involved in raising funds for cancer research. She's got a website, jeffcarterbowling.com.
Yeah, a close friend of his passed away from cancer, Mary Tubner, and now he raises money, and all the proceeds from his website goes to cancer research. Speaks volumes about the kind of guy Jeff Carter is, why he's so well liked out here. It's just a guy with a great personality and a lot of class.
Oh, none better. Absolutely.
His friend Mary Tubner passed away in 2001, lost her battle with cancer. The last several years, they've raised more than $45,000 for cancer research. Renamed the regional event at their bowling center in Illinois in her name. D'Entremont was in the driver's seat. Things have changed dramatically after the Open. Still in the match, 8th frame. He's got a rally going, and Pete Weber awaits the winner. Pete is the 2 seed in our 4-bowler stepladder format. The top seed is Wes Malott. I guess Pete liked that warm-up shot on the practice lanes outside our arena here. 33 titles.
Dave D'Entremont strikes on this ball. It does not matter what Jeff Carter does. He cannot be shut out.
That was a big foundation frame
not
shot.
lucky number 7.
However, double wood again. 2-8.
Wow.
Well, that's just how difficult it is on this U.S. Open pattern. If you look, he's just going to splice that dark rangefinder he's looking at, and the ball doesn't creep up. On the right lane, it's been going high.
Yeah. Tough U.S. Open patterns. No, or oil pattern, no give-me's at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, 492 players started to 214 to make our telecast.
Look out, does cover it. 2-8 double wood covered by Dave D'Entremont. However, as Randy pointed out, that was a critical stage of the match to try to get a strike.
Biggest moment for Jeff Carter in his bowling career to date, coming up right now, the 9th and 10th frame. He strikes out, he shoots 205. The best Dave D'Entremont can shoot 194. It's exactly what you want at the U.S. Open.
He's got it. He absolutely pipes that one into the 1-3 pocket. A perfect strike for Jeff Carter.
Yeah, he might have moved in just a pinch, but the main thing is he got firm with this one. Would not allow the ball to go high, and it just stops high flush. One more will really put the hurt on Dave D'Entremont.
Was that the loft you put on the ball, Randy, too, that helped that?
Loft and speed keeps the ball on line. Can't hook if it's in the air, and when you throw it faster, it goes straighter.
That's what he needs for a victory to climb the ladder. That crosses over, though.
Yeah, the tough part about this left lane is we've seen the 2-8 and the 2-8 and the 2-8. The balls aren't making it up. You try to grab it to get it to hook just a little bit, it's going to hook early.
Well, he knows that as soon as he lets go that it's not near far enough to the right. And again, the ball does not have a chance to hold pocket. The good news is he broke up the split, only leaving the 3-pin. And
Which he converts.
And now with a strike on his fill shot, he will force Double D to get 2 strikes in the 10th frame to advance.
One shot.
Big shot right here.
Down to the pit.
That was very large.
Yeah, and that was by far his best shot of the match right there when he needed a fill so badly. You know, a double in the 10th on this condition is just a tall order. Jeff Carter knows this.
Jeff, the 7th bowler this year to make his TV debut. Starting with George Lambert IV back at the Masters in Milwaukee. The first to win was last week, Mike Miniman in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Can Jeff Carter repeat the feat? Will not be easy. That's what we see with D'Entremont and what he needs.
Yeah, this is good lane, though.
He's done well in this lane. There's one.
Yeah, that graphic said 1 of 4. It's 3 of 4. Norm is exactly right. That's his good lane, and he just proved it right there.
Boy, he split that rangefinder down there in half, Randy. A little more speed.
One more just like it. He's going to advance and take on Pete Weber.
Yeah, one more. All he needs to do is stay behind the line in the field.
All right, if you want to get technical, one more and 2 pins. Left.
It's high.
The whole way. Dave knows it was a bad shot. Left the target. Jeff Carter's advancing to take on his buddy Pete Weber.
Boy, what a great event for David D'Entremont. He was there the whole week. He went 8-0 in match play the first set.
All we can do now is wish him good luck and hope that his pursuit of getting his exemption back happens next week's regional.
He's in a battle with Brian Walczek for the regional title. And a big event coming up for Dave D'Entremont, who makes the show but comes up 2 pins short against Jeff Carter in his TV debut. Next up for Carter is that guy, PDW, the Hall of Famer, legendary Pete Weber, who bids for his 8th career major today. Let's flash back to the 1972 BPA US Open at Madison Square Garden in New York City, not far from where we are here in Jersey. Don Johnson, in his 1 game, rolled a .233. The top prize back then, $10,000. And with this shot, Don Johnson wrapped it up. One of his 26 career titles for the great Don Johnson, the Hall of Famer. In our first match, Jeff Carter gets by Dave D'Entremont in his TV debut. Carter takes on Pete Weber next. Well, winning a U.S. Open bowling championship is certainly a career-defining moment. Just look at the last 2 winners, and Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones winning their first ever U.S. Open title in this very building here in northern Jersey. But for 2 Hall of Famers, are Norm Duke and Brian Voss, winning that U.S. Open title has proved elusive. They tell us more about that.
The U.S. Open is a career definer for everyone.
Well, I think the U.S. Open is the premier event, not only the Professional Bowlers Tour, but in the bowling world.
Pays the most amount of money, and you're going to be the U.S. Open champion for, you know, just like every other sport. You know, Tiger Woods wins the U.S. Open in golf, and we have our U.S. Open. It's our hardest tournament to win, and just like it's their hardest tournament to win.
We bowl on a flat pattern. You miss right, it goes right. You miss left, it goes left. There is no margin of error. And it tests you as not only as a bowler, but as a person. I mean, you've got to be ready for bad things to happen.
Strike and 6 pins.
And I bowled 202 to lose by a pin. So yeah, it was bittersweet. It's nice to finish second in the U.S. Open, but second is the worst.
But you can't win that tournament by being lucky. If you bowl the best that week, you're most likely going to be on the show and have a chance to win.
And to win that event, I'm telling you, it's a career-changing event.
So to be able to stand up and do the things that you've dreamt about as a kid, and you've put all the practice in and all the training for, to throw one strike in the 10th frame to win a U.S. Open that's what it's all about.
I would trade the other 8 titles in right now to win the Open again. You know, I mean, that one you can never take away.
You can win a major, 2 majors, but the U.S. Open is our most important event.
It's the one. It's the one. It really is.
This one means everything.
If you can win that event, everyone on the tour, even those that are off the tour watching television, knows that is the hardest tournament to win, and we all want it. We all want it really bad.
Right on. That's what it's all about right there.
To the last 8 U.S. Open winners, Tommy Jones en route to Player of the Year, won his 4th title of 4 last season here in this very building as the 2 seed. Chris Barnes did hang on. The exciting final with Patrick Allen back in 2005, and Pete Weber has won 3 U.S. Opens, 88, 91, and again in 04 at the Anaheim Convention Center near Los Angeles. Here he goes for his 8th major, with tie Earl Anthony's all-time record. Can he win his 34th title? We find out next. Let's flash back to the 1977 BPAA U.S. Open, Greensboro, North Carolina. Johnny Petraglia from nearby Staten Island, New York, took on Bill Spigner in the championship match, and he won it 279-232 to take home $10,000.
And there he is, the great one, Johnny Petraglia, Hall of Famer. And Johnny, happy belated birthday. Johnny turned 60 yesterday. Sitting next to him, another great one, Hall of Famer Carmen Salvino. 2 of the greatest men the sport has ever known.
We saw Johnny right before the show today. Very excited about the 30th anniversary of that U.S. Open title. So an update on the step ladder brackets. Dave DeAnchemont falls to Jeff Carter. So Jeff in his first ever TV show takes on Pete Weber next. The winner faces the top seed, Wes Malott. Wes goes for his first ever major title. This is his 2nd TV major appearance. Pete Weber knows a lot about majors. He's won 7. Perfect shot, Jeff Carter. After a long break, Randy, it's not easy to do to keep your concentration and think about the next step in your first ever show.
No, but he's got 1 game under his belt, and he looks loose, and I think he's going to bowl a much better game against Pete Weber, and he better. Because the majors, Norm, he knows how to win majors.
Yeah, he does, and he doesn't need 2 shots to get comfortable. This is PDW.
He's got all 10 down. We saw in the open of the broadcast, Pete welcomed with a rousing standing ovation. Definitely a crowd favorite here today in New Jersey. Now, Randy, you bowled, had a good week here. Norm, you finished 5th. It's a lot of bowling with all those games to try to make that cut of the final 24 for round robin match play. Pete told us last night when he got finished, pretty late. He was tired. Guys are trained.
Yeah, I didn't make it to match play. I just missed, finished 26, but I can vouch for that. Not bowling a lot of games anymore. Those 9 games that we bowled on Friday morning, Norm, as you know, were pretty grueling, and then to have you guys go straight from that into another 24 games of match play. Hey, it's a tough tournament, but that's why everybody wants to win the U.S. Open. It's the most grueling, toughest oil pattern, and the most rewarding.
Back to Carter. He's got all 10 down, 60 feet to success for Jeff Carter, who at 37 years old, Norm, makes his first ever TV appearance. We talked about that in his first match with Dave DeAnchemont, but he's good friends with Pete Weber, knows a lot about bowling in big events and regionals, but TV experience, this is new for him.
Well, it is new. Now, they are in the same region, Pete Weber and Jeff Carter, so they have some experience against one another, but not experience like this.
Comes Turns it a bit high. Again, we saw that in the first match with Dave DeAntremont. The same 3-6 lead.
So, you know, the difference between Pete Weber and Jeff Carter, especially on this pattern, is you see that ball left of the rangefinder, is that Pete is not afraid to throw it to the right. I was afraid. There was a lot of guys in this tournament afraid. Pete Weber is not afraid.
Trying to prove upon the multi-pin number, and he'll do just that. So George Lambert, the 4, Steve Rogers, Andrew Kane, Billy Oatman, who did have a win in Vegas before losing to Jason Couch in the final, Riga Kalfas, Mike Miniman, now Jeff Carter, all making their TV debuts this year.
I love the puka shells. I got to tell you, Jeff Carter, I love the puka shells.
Quite a trend. Miniman won last week. Can Carter make it 2 in a row? TV debuts and a win? Got to get by Pete first. And that may not be easy.
Right of the rangefinder, Norm. He gets it back from there. Why?
Well, he gets it back from there because a lot of side turn and a lot of rotation. He's going to angle this ball just right of that rangefinder and watch it peel and then stop high flush.
In my opinion, the best release the game has ever seen.
Well, certainly in majors by a long shot.
You watch his hand at release when he lets go, but when that hand is open pointing to the sky, you can bet that it's a good shot.
Just like that, and that's the result.
The fingers open, the hand open, Norm. That tells me that there's absolutely no grab at the bottom of the swing.
Well, you said it, Randy, and that's the secret. If you grab that ball, it is going to go high. Pete can get all this rotation without grabbing it. He just flies through it.
It's just a beautiful thing to watch. And
poetry in motion.
Yeah, and that's 10 back.
So it's about hand rotation and release and finish.
And not grabbing it on a really tough pattern, which is the tendency for all of us.
Can Carter answer? Yes, he can. That's his best shot of this match. 11 regional titles for Jeff Carter. He's won $156,000 on tour, the National PBA Tour. More than 263 combined, including regional events. But how about Pete Weber, second all time?
Yeah, Jeff Carter down by 22 cannot afford to let PDW run away with it.
Pete's won $2.87 million. Back to Carter again here. Leaves a 4-pin on a nice looking shot.
Better shot there. He gave it a little bit more room to the right, but he needs to go just another half a board or a board further right. Great open hand there. The loft. Jeff Carter's been working really, really hard with ball rep Chris Schlemmer on some mechanical issues and trying to keep his hand more behind it to create more end-over-end roll.
Jeff also is a father of 2 kids back home in Illinois. Caitlin is 9 years old. She's a very good dancer. Dances on a team that travels around regionally. Won 5 gold medal awards. They're just in Peoria, Illinois, competing with 12 to 18-year-olds. She's done well for herself, and little Trey is 2 years old. Wanted to say hello to them back home in the nation's heartland. What a start here for Pete. Trying to become the elder statesman among U.S. Open champs. 5 in a row.
You know, and this is why this guy is so dominant when it comes to majors, when it comes to professional bowling, period, is that he's making a tough pattern look easy.
Guys, it is the Motel 6 6th frame. PDW has the front 5, striking the 6. Learn $600 from Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA. Also eligible for the $6,000 bonus if he throws the front 6 more than any other bowler on TV this year. Up 32. How about 6, Pete? You bet.
Somebody caught him, but Pete still got it done. And it's all about the Benjamins. Right there.
6 of them. Pete Weber up by 42 pins. He's got a perfect game going against Jeff Carter, his first ever TV show. As we told you at the top of the broadcast, Pete Weber loves this stage. The biggest in the game, the 2007 U.S. Open. Big crowd, big event, $100,000 on the line and 3-season tour exemption. Second major of our season, it's Jeff Carter, Springfield, Illinois. First ever TV show, down by a bunch, 42 pins. He does work on a spare against Pete Weber, who has a perfect start.
It's a bad man in them sunglasses, Norm.
Four-pin.
Yeah, Carter with a lot of quality shots, but he's just getting pounded by Pete Weber. And, you know, all week long, the first 6 was just unheard of.
You didn't see a lot of that. 1-300 game this week out of 492 bowlers that started this event.
Yeah, Lonnie Wallachek, the only 300. I didn't see it, so I didn't believe it.
You might want to think about mixing it.
An amazing field here, guys. We told you about great bowlers in our show. 26 bowlers from out of the country competed. 20 from Canada, 3 from Finland, 1 from Mongolia. We had a bowler from Russia and a bowler from France on hand, going for the big money. Open format. Anyone can enter. Oh, 7-10.
Now, this can be made here. I made this 7-10 last year here in this building. So
this hasn't been made on TV since Jeff Stayrook.
As a matter of fact, you're right, Jeff. 1991, Tucson, Arizona. I was about to say it. Thank you.
Yeah, he took it right from me.
Jeff Carter.
At least he's having fun with this.
Make it.
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Make it.
Ouch.
Closer.
That would have been awesome.
Only 3. Rock, John Mazza, Jess Stayrook. Incredible.
You think Jeff watches the telecast? He knew that it was just Stayrook?
Just might. Pete has got a huge lead. Now, how about the front 7? Right lane. All 10 down.
All right, now don't use them all up, Pete.
Yeah, I will say this. The one reason that all of the players on television today are power players, they made it because they were able to move inside and get fresh length and bank it off that break point that Randy was talking about and always get the pins.
Norm, there's a Flomax weekly update with Pete. 21st this week.
62nd last week.
Yeah, that was Parkersburg, won by Mike Minimum.
And now going for the front 8.
8 in a row. Oh, yeah. He's getting closer.
Yeah, but he wants to do this in the title match, I guarantee you. He wants revenge on Wes Malott after Wes beat him in position round last night.
That's right.
He's feeling it, guys.
He's a bad man.
We told you about his ability to respond to the big moments.
It's just amazing that he can get his body to perform under this type of pressure. Great shot there, Jeff.
That was the best one of the match here. Jeff Carter really enjoying himself. 7th year on tour. From Springfield, Illinois.
A lot of people that are proud of what Jeff Carter accomplished this week. Keep in mind that this young man here broke the average record when he averaged
261.
261 for 69 games back in 2001. And that
Did we get hurt in that?
That record's still standing.
So last week, Mike Minimum became the 76th bowler all-time to win the title on his first ever show. The last time it happened in back-to-back weeks, 1992. So that will not happen again here. As Carter's got his 10-pin.
That would have made it.
That's right, 7-10. He's roommates with Sean Rash. The young star has won 3 titles in his career, 2 this year. Never happened in the U.S. Open. A 300 game with Tracy watching. Can he become the 4th major tournament history to do it? How about 9? Won't happen. The run in for the 10-pin for Pete.
Well, this one here, just another great quality shot. It finishes just a shade late, leaving that week 10. But again, what an incredible run in his opening match against Jeff Carter. 3 strikes in the 10th, and Pete Weber's going to shoot 279. He has had 299 on television.
So Tony Reyes and his 300 gain November 5th this season. It's a high shot and a 310 split. Taylor, Michigan. Tony became the 17th bowler on TV to bowl a 300 gain. Did that against Parker Bone III en route to a title. Who did he beat in the final? None other than Wes Malott, who in fact is in the final here as the top seed as well. We'll fast track the match here, folks, because it is over. Pete has clinched it. Just no matter what the final numbers will be. So it gives us a chance as we watch Jeff Carter get 9 down. Norm, to look forward to the next matchup for Pete. And as Randy alluded to, a little revenge perhaps on his mind. Last night, a thrilling match, position round here at New Jersey, where it went right down to the last shot.
Yes, 246, 245. Pete Weber needing a strike in the 10th to maintain his lead. Left a ringing 10-pin. Wes Malott overtook that lead. He's the top seed today. But the two will face off. That's what we're here for.
It was a great match, and Pete Weber left a blowout 7-10 or pocket 7-10 in the second frame, and Wes Malott strung a couple of strikes, 4 or 5 in a row, and then went a solid 8, and then coming down the stretch, 9th and 10th, the match seesawed.
What a showing for Jeff Carter. First ever TV show. 11 times regional champ, but still not on the PBA Tour. Wes Malott, the top seed, bids for his first ever major. Can Pete Weber tie Earl Anthony's record with 8 major titles?
Better shoot more than 260 if he wants to win.
Pete's feeling good, isn't he? Let's flash back to 1962, the BPA All-Star event in Miami Beach, Florida. Now, prior to 1971, the U.S. Open was called the BPA All-Star. It didn't count for a PBA title, but 4 times Dick Weber won it. In his great career, he won 26 PBA titles, including championships in 6 different decades.
Well, I'm just going to give the money to my wife, and I'm going to hug this trophy to death. That's all. I've been waiting many years for one of these things.
PDW getting set to go for another major championship and what would be his 34th career title. You compare Dick and Pete and just amazing numbers. The only father-son to win the U.S. Open title and in the Hall of Fame as well. Well, another great Hall of Famer has won plenty of major championships and Player of the Year is Walter A. Williams Jr. Let's join him now from his RV. We go on the road with Go RV.
Well, my first win was 1986 at Peoria, Illinois, the True Value Open. And I really didn't expect to win the tournament. It was me, Mats Carlson, and 3 left-handers. I beat Mats Carlson the first game by throwing a clutch Brooklyn strike. And then the next 3 matches went actually pretty good for me. 2 of the left-handers, John Gant and Steve Cook, really struggled. Hugh Miller gave me a little bit of a match, but fortunately I managed to win all those games, and it was so fun to win that first tournament. And I called my wife, and she actually was told by somebody at the bowling center that I had lost. So she was arguing with me about that I'd won the tournament because she was on the West Coast where it was tape delayed. And it took me about 10 minutes to convince her I actually won the tournament.
Be sure to visit GoRVing.com for a free DVD. Go RVing, what will you discover? Great to have him on as a title sponsor this year. On the road, Go RVing in the next PBA Tour Pepsi Championship in 2 weeks. Because of Championship Week with Hoops next week, we're not on, so March 18th, the tour resumes in Indianapolis, 12:30 Eastern Time. There you see the information for the Pro-Ams. Log on to PBA.com. Then the World Championship, 3rd of the 4 majors, Spectrum Lanes in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Spectrum Lanes also host the prom event. Log on to PBA.com for times and ticket prices. What a sitting. The top seed, Wes Malott. The number 2 seed, Pete Weber. A major championship on the line. It's all next. Special hello and a thanks to John Berglund, Executive Director of the BPAA, helping us put on this great event here at the 64th U.S. Open in North Brunswick, New Jersey. PBA.com, your best source for all the latest officially licensed PBA apparel. Head to the PBA's online store to order special commemorative merchandise from the 64th U.S. Open. U.S. Open gear includes special hats, long sleeve, and regular T-shirts. Supplies for the items are limited, so get yours today by clicking on the merchandise link at PBA.com. Randy, let's check in with a Geico Championship recap.
In match number 1, Jeff Carter defeated Double D Dave DeAntremont by the score of 185 to 183. Jeff won his very first game bowled on television. Match number 2, PDW, Pete Weber. He took on Jeff Carter. He started with the front 8 strikes for 267. He took down his buddy Jeff Carter, setting up a great championship match for the 64th United States Open.
We are ready for the head-to-head competition. Wes Malott, first ranked PBA Tour. Had a tremendous season. Pete, an excellent year as well. And what a start today. And the front 8 and a winner for Jeff Carter in the first match. His second match. Gets a late tap on number 4. Down she goes.
Yeah, and you heard him tell Wes Malott right before commercial that it's going to take 260 plus to win this match. He says that on this condition. Are you kidding?
He's a showman. We know that. Wes Malott, guys, been on TV 6 times now. He's won twice in his career. This year in Chicago, last year in Denver. Second ever major TV appearance for Wes. Coming to us from just outside Dallas, Texas. And Randy, we look at this matchup. Pete, so many majors. He's won 7. Wes never has, but just one game, Randy, for Wes to take his first ever major title.
Yeah, I know that Pete's got all the experience when it comes to winning major titles. And Pete's done it. He's been there. He's done that. But when your nickname is the Big Nasty, you know, trouble always ensues. I mean, and you see that opening shot that he threw, especially on this inside pattern where you got to feed it right. Wes Malott could be big trouble for PDW.
Does not hook the way he wanted.
Eight's good. Eight's good.
And the 2-4 is up.
Eight's real good when you get it right or a little bit right of target on this, isn't it, Norm?
Well, yeah, especially on the left lane, as we saw Dave DeAntremont in our opening match leave 2-8 after 2-8 after 2-8. He'll making a small adjustment.
Get 2.
It does get 2. He finished in 3rd place in the 04 World Championships. Ypsilanti, Michigan, the Eastern Michigan University campus. Japan Cup, Taylor, Michigan. Chicago, where he won. Cleveland, where he lost to his good friend Tommy Jones in the final. Medford and the U.S. Open. All TV shows this year for Wes Malott. He's had a great year. Crunches down all 10 into the pitch. Shrapnel everywhere on a great shot by Pete Weber.
Well, Pete has moved up, what, Randy, about 5 boards left?
Yeah.
Try to catch that a little more speed to the break point.
Guys, come up, Danny's PBA Tour action March 18th. So we're off next week for Championship Week for Hoops on ESPN, ESPN2, and all the ESPN family of networks. The Pepsi Championship from Indianapolis, 12:30 Eastern Time, March 18th. Different start time than today. In 2 weeks, we're back with you.
Norm, you're right. Big jump to the left, but keep in mind, his break point is still the same. You're looking for that dark strip down the lane at about 43 feet. He's still using that as bank.
Ooh, a little inside of it and goes high flush.
And a ball change, I believe.
Off to another tremendous start.
I think the other thing that makes the U.S. Open such a prestigious event
is the names that have won this prestigious title. Names like Don Carter, Dick Weber, Dave Husted, who won it 3 times. Del Ballard Jr. won it twice. Marshall Homan, Andy Varapapa, Walter Ray Williams Jr. Wes Malott looking to add his name to that list.
With shots like that, it might just happen. Let's check in with the Atomic Edge.
It's all about Wes Malott's release. Watch what his fingers do right here. They're going to go to the left. That's ridiculous. Don't try that at home. And what happens when you do that? Well, it creates rotation like this. And with 16 pounds, revolutions and speed, nothing's got a chance if it gets in the way.
Great look from our crew on the Atomic Edge at Wes's release there.
Yeah, it's a big release. He's probably got a whole buck at the break point.
Left.
Look out. Nearly crosses over. He gets 9. That's lucky. Could have been a disaster there. Just has the 10-pin.
And you can't miss anymore.
That ball starts around the 27th board at the arrows, goes out to the 12th board. You do the math. That's a lot of boards that you're covering out there. That's the way the lane's played this week.
10-pin for Wes, makes his 12th career TV show today. Last was in Medford this season in January. He lost to Brian Himmler in the semifinals, 209-183. Pete Weber off to another great start as the Turkey begin this match. The final resumes next. Check with the day's PBA Tour World Point Rankings. These numbers critical because the cut line is 39. Now Tom Baker is in, Brian Himmler is out. If things were to stop today for next year's exempt tour. Machuga, who last week made the final in West Virginia, lost to Mike Miniman in a great match. And Dino Castillo, guys, what a great season for him coming out of the TQR round.
Hard to believe Brian Voss isn't in the top 40. It's just unfathomable for me. But yeah, you're right, Dino Castillo, man. Kudos to him. He's been doing it the TQR way. He's been bowling great all year.
Wes, Chris Barnes, Jason Couch, Parker Bowen III, and Patrick Allen are the top 5 in the rankings heading into this show today. Would be Wes's first ever points title. Pete looks for the front 4. Has another.
We're going to take a look at the adjustment that Pete Weber made from his first match to this match. The match against Jeff Carter, you can see he's around the 23rd board at the arrows and right over the 10th board at the break point. And now here's the move. 27th board, and this is what's perplexing to all of us in the booth. Norm, he misses left of the break point down the lane, and he goes trip 4. Everybody goes through the nose, or Brooklyn. Why is that?
Because he has side turn without grab.
Looks for the front 5, guys.
Yes, right, baby.
5 in a row.
Looking for front. Look at these, some more bennies. He wants more bennies.
After the front 8 in the first match.
He's got that voodoo side roll thing that just makes the ball read so perfectly on this pattern. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, plus he's mean.
He is mean. He's meaner than a junkyard dog.
That was a control explosion for Pete there. One big fist pump in the elbow. Got a hold of himself. It does. Great pin action there for Wes Malott. Norm, we heard him say a moment ago after he crossed over, almost had the Brooklyn strike. He really can't miss again the way Pete's bowling.
Well, I don't think he can. I mean, Pete just announced that he's going to need 260 or better. If he strikes out, he gets 260. And good luck.
First ever championship match in a major for Wes Malott. That's because he qualified first, guaranteeing himself $50,000. Second place prize.
Biggest paycheck of his career.
That's right. He'd like all 100, thank you.
That's the big nasty we're talking about.
Big nasty.
Cable man.
Get you a handful of that.
Cable man. He really wrenched on that one. But check this out. He got it right at that break point, which is where Weber's getting it back from. And with all that hand and power, it's going to hook back.
This is for $600.
Can he do it? A 10-pin. With a front 5, he would have earned $600 from Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA. And would have been eligible for the $6,000 bonus. Throws the most front 6 more than any bowler on tour. What a day for Pete. Front 8 in the first match, front 5 in this one. As a 2 seed needs 2 game wins for the title.
And as we see so much on the PBA Tour, one guy fires back at the other one. It's just that presence seems to make the other guy flinch just enough to get off the string. Pete Weber with the spare in the 6th frame. Now we have a match.
Pete has a title this year, guys. Beat Doug Kent in Buffalo. 247, 196 in the final. Also knocked off Chris Loschek. 8-pin.
He said, uh-oh.
I'll take that.
And the ball went high flush.
I will take that.
For a stone 8. He's laying that ball down right next to the left gutter, and watch the ball go right by the 8-pin.
Knocks down the 8. Single pin conversion for Pete in his 112th career TV show. 4th of the season for the Hall of Famer. Can he tie Mark Roth for 3rd all-time? 34 titles.
Right now, Wes Malott looking to make this an 8-pin match with 2 strikes here in the 7th and 8th.
Looks for the turkey. Will not get it.
His ball just does not respond off of that same spot like Pete Weber's ball does. Jeff Carter's ball responded okay from there. Dave DeAntremont's so-so. But right now, what I've seen today, nobody's bowling ball reacts the way Pete's does on this oil pattern. Gets down to the break point. Some guys' balls just wiggle, just like Wes Malott's did right there. Some just don't make to the pocket at all.
Well, you know, I bowled right next to Wes Malott a lot this week, and his ball responded off that spot quite consistently. Now, why it's not responding now, I don't know.
Maybe because it's Sunday?
Maybe because it's Sunday.
Wes very good friends with Tommy Jones, defending player of the year, and the champ here last year won his 4th title. This very bowling center. They talk a lot about progress they've made together as 2 of the young guns. This is the moment he needs. High and a 4.
Weber's ball looked like it was a board left of that shot, and his went solid 8. Wes Malott's goes 4-pin. This looks like a pretty good shot right here.
I agree. I think it's quality. I mean, you look at his head, as still as ever. You can't believe it creeped high on him.
We'll have another single pin pickup. 10 appearances in the last 2 years on TV for Wes after just 2 in his first 3 seasons. So he's really come along. And Randy, he told us yesterday about how he's learned to make adjustments. And we talked about it a lot with Tommy Jones last year. He's become more versatile, condition to condition.
Without question, both of those players, as you mentioned, have learned to bowl out here. And right now, Wes Malott has his hands full with PDW.
8th frame. Comes in high.
First shot we've seen go high for Pete, with the exception of the shot in the 10th frame of the last match that didn't matter. Right now we're getting down to crunch time, and this is where you really start to feel it when you start letting those thoughts creep in about winning a U.S. Open, and that's what you don't want to have happen.
Figures that's the hardest spare I ever shoot.
Missed the 3.
He's letting Wes Malott back into this match, and with only 2 frames left, we've got a ball game. Pete Weber going at a 224 clip. Wes Malott can strike out 9th and 10th for 225.
Not over yet by a long shot. Pete with the sunglasses, loves to wear them on TV. Always feels more comfortable with the glare of the TV lights. Big shot coming off the open, and a nice response for the Hall of Famer.
That was pure. That's Hall of Fame stuff right there. Watch how good this is. Look for the open hand at the release point right here at the follow through. There it is. And look at that beautiful balance, efficiency of motion, and the PDW signature reaction.
Both of the guys continually moving left every shot.
I'll hit the ball return here. don't know if that counts or not.
Wondering if it counts as a shot clock violation. He did the smart thing. He recoiled there and held onto it, and now he's just going to get reset, move the ball return out of the way just a little bit. Like Norm said, the players are moving left after every shot, and they just get deeper and deeper and deeper, and when you do that, you run into the ball return. Wes Malott now moves up on the approach to try to get around it.
So I'm doing that last night. Positioning round. Slow things down. 4-pin.
What are you going to do? Are you going to go straight? Or... Oh, my gosh.
Again, another pretty good shot. He's fooled a little bit, Norm. He says, what are you going to do? You're going to go straight? Are you going to hook? What happened here?
Well, both of these cases, the ball just reacts a little soon, and then it kicked it for a bucket. Then the next time, a little early, it's 4-pin high.
3 in the 10th make Pete Weber mark to win his 4th U.S. Open title. If Wes Malott does not double in the 10th frame, Pete Weber's going to win sitting on the bench.
Pete would be the first ever to win 4 U.S. Open titles. Dave Husted has 3 along with Pete. All 10 down. Didn't like it off the release, did he?
No, he ran into the gutter capping.
He's so far left that his foot actually slid into the gutter cap.
I got a re-rack, please.
That's deep, Randy.
Yeah, that's talking probably about the 45th or 6th board. Remember, the lane itself's only 39 boards across from side to side. And the boys are now using all of it. We saw Tommy Jones do that last year. You know, he was lofting it over the gutter cap on the right lane, standing in front of the ball return. This is what the U.S. Open is all about. That's why Dave Husted won 3. He was the best inside player the tour had ever seen up during that time he was winning those U.S. Opens.
Here's a 10-pin for Wes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that was his good shot, too.
Pete Weber's going to win his 4th U.S. Open, and now you have to consider Pete Weber as Player of the Year, or being the front runner for Player of the Year, a title he's never won before.
On the bench, Pete has the numbers to win his 34th title and tie Earl Anthony's record of 8 major championships.
Whoa. Yeah, this is just victory lap for Pete. He needs 6. Lenny. 2 titles on the year, 1 major for the year, 2nd place at the Japan Cup. Yes, he does take the lead for Player of the Year, Randy Peterson.
Great bowling this week, man.
Great bowling. Can't throw it much better when you need it, man. Can't.
Didn't matter.
Right. Storm number 1. Tonic by Scripps. Dick Weber.
A tribute to his late great father, Dick Weber. The father-son Hall of Fame combo. A major champion again, PDW.
Number 4. Number 4.
4 U.S.
right.
Opens, that's a record.
Well, that just made life a whole lot easier, too.
$100,000.
Yes, baby.
The incredible accomplishments just keep on piling up for the great Pete Weber. He's now tied with the late, great Earl Anthony. 8 majors. He surpasses Walter Ray Williams, Jr. And you have 34 titles to time Mark Ross, 3rd place all-time record there. When you hear about all those awards and accomplishments, how do you react?
It's just another title. It's just another title. It just happens to be the U.S. Open, which goes with my major titles. And you know what? I just love the U.S. Open. It's been dream of mine to win that tournament every year I bowl. And what a better sponsor than we can have right here at Carolier Lanes, too. What a beautiful place this is.
Congratulations, Pete Weber takes another major championship as he wins the 2007 U.S. Open. The Pepsi Championship coming up on ESPN, 12:30 Eastern Time, March 18th, in 2 weeks after Championship Week. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Now for the entire crew, Norm Duke and Randy Peterson, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from North Brunswick, New Jersey. Congratulations to PDW.